it completely changed the trajectory of where I'm heading and what I'm understanding. What do you guys think about Stoned Ape Theory?
Yeah, I love Terence McKenna's ideas. I would, if when I would try to describe the Stoned Ape Theory to someone, most people would think I was crazy. But you listen to Terence, describe it, and it totally makes sense. Whether um, whether magic mushrooms played a role in the development of the human brain, and the development of language. I don't know that there's a whole lot of strong evidence for that, but I certainly think it's an intriguing and mind expanding theory, as all of Terence's ideas are. Um, I I think there is actually some, there is some evidence that, that around 40,000 years ago, that there was suddenly an incredible expansion of human culture, that's hard to pinpoint as to what the factor was that brought that in. Um, and maybe it was, magic mushrooms, and maybe magic mushrooms played a role in our earlier evolution in terms of the development of language. But, I don't know that there's a whole lot of hard scientific evidence for that. But I think it's intriguing, and it's certainly fun. It's certainly, as all of Terence's wonderful ideas are. And hearing him describe them certainly makes a whole lot more sense than anyone else trying to describe them, I think.
Just
What
touching
do
on
you
sort
guys
of
think? What do you guys think about it?
yeah, Conrad, do you want to shoot first?
Yeah, I can go first. So, initially I've heard about Stoned Ape Theory not from Terence McKenna. I've heard it from Joe Rogan, but I mean, they probably spoke about it, so that's why I've heard from Joe Rogan. But like yourself, David, I feel like it's very compelling that at one point of time, human brain just doubled in size for some reason, and you can argue that it's psychedelic mushrooms, or you can argue that they started to eat certain meats, or like start cooking meat and start eating that way. So yeah, it's very fascinating and very very interesting, and I do believe that psychedelics has some sort of an impact, because I see it from my perspective. Like when I did it for the first time, it definitely opened. So my friend and I, we both sometimes discuss that certain scenarios in your life, certain situations, completely changes the trajectory of your life. And I feel like doing psychedelic mushrooms for the first time did that for me. It completely changed the trajectory of where I'm heading and what I'm understanding and what I see and how I perceive this reality that we live in. So
Mhm.
I don't see why it couldn't do the same for a being 2 million years ago, where it was on the verge of gaining a human type consciousness, and then psychedelics just um, made that a lot faster.
Yeah, a catalyst of sorts. Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Definitely, yeah.
Rupert?
I think psychedelics in terms of like the evolution of humans has been so. I think it's been a lot more cohesive than we feel. Like even if you look at sort of civilizations that have come and gone, or if you look at ancient architecture and um, looking at the Amazon and sort of cultures there that have been using psychedelics and ayahuasca to talk to ancestors, or to look at the stars and the way in which our planet rotates and orbits around the stars. I think it's all played such a key role in how we interpret ourselves, and I think from an evolutionary standpoint, I don't think that we'd be here if it wasn't here. Um, so like my belief is that potentially that there was maybe more of an awareness of using psychedelics that we don't use so much sort of as a mainstream. But I do feel that the more that people use it, there is this opening of perspective and awareness that you can really sort of begin to open your heart and sort of love and understand consciousness from a level that's not just an ego perspective from seeing one human to the other, but actually having a connection that allows you to see and sort of love more unconditionally, that then creates further perspective. And that's kind of what psychedelics have done for me. It's just allowed me to sort of love and appreciate just this reality from a whole. So I think it's a really great tool for people to use. And I think from an evolutionary standpoint, I think it's, again, plays such a vital role in all of that.